Yeah, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy, EJ, aka Mr. Conversation, and you are tuned in to the hot seat with your boy, EJ Thomas. Here, y'all know this intro, J Biggs, man, that's my partner. Yeah, we're gonna let this ride for a couple of seconds, then we're gonna get straight into the content. Yeah.
Trying to keep up, it's gonna take a while. Talk games on wild style. Just tune in, let it run you down.
Yeah.
Come sit in this hot seat, latest information, daily
Voice of the streets, as y'all heard.
So versatile. Try to keep up, it's gonna take a while. Talk games on wild style. Just tune in, let it run you down. It's conversation, baby.
All right, that's enough of that, man. Listen. We got a great show in store, man. I told my boy, J Biggs, I like anime and I like westerns, and he put a perfect kind of vibe of that both together, man.
That's hard.
You know what I'm saying? Like the guy leaving at the end after he done whooped ass and we did his stuff. Walking off into the sunset, 6-gun shooter. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so shout out to J Biggs. But today I have the crazy talented, intelligent, you know what I'm saying, just Mr. Do everything, jack of all trades. I have Mr. Delontaye Taylor.
What up? We up in here. Man, it's a pleasure being on the platform, man. We've took forever to get here, but we here today.
It's all good, man. You know what? You listen, you are really a busy man. You got a lot of things that you do. And so I appreciate you for coming on today.
Anytime, brother, anytime.
So originally I was planning on doing some solo content, and I just happened to catch you at the right time.
At the right moment.
So it said, cool. Already owe you an interview, wanted to do what I do.
Yes, sir.
So look, we want to talk about the two topics that we're going to talk about after your personal interview is going to be raising teenagers, because it's totally different than raising kids, younger kids. Yeah. And then we're going to talk about sweat equity. All right. But as far as the interview is concerned, first of all, again, this is Delontaye Taylor, y'all. This man does so many different things. He does stocks, okay? You know what I'm saying? He teaches people about Forex and other ways to just do stocks and other stuff like that in the currency trading. He does fitness. See, are you still currently at Crunch?
That's Crunch, Group Fitness Coordinator, Crunch Fitness.
Hey,
what's up?
He do what he do. So if you trying to lose weight,
come see us.
If you're trying to get in shape, because some of y'all don't really need to lose too much weight, but you need to get in shape and pick up some stuff. He is the guy who you definitely want to come to. Also, this man Studio X is a place where he puts a lot of different businesses together. Absolutely. Okay, he put his name on the line, his credit on the line, his money on the line to put people in. Doesn't charge credit checks. I don't know if you do now, but you know what I'm saying, for people.
No, $100, you can move in.
You know what I'm saying? A buck. You know what I'm saying? With 2 zeros after it. Now, don't talk about EJ said $1, but a buck with 2 zeros after, you can move in. Yeah. And different price for different people for different things. And but this guy, man, I want to say what you're doing for the community, man. Because this ain't, yes, you get your money off of it, stuff like that. That's business, man. Yeah. But what you do for people, especially for people like me, you know what I'm saying? I want to personally say to you, thank you, because you ain't got to do that. You could be charging credit checks and 3 months deposits and all this type of stuff.
Absolutely.
But you don't, man.
No problem, bro. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Bro. You helping feed a lot of people. And I still got to pay my money, y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't get nothing for this. Just let y'all know, I still got to pay my money. When I'm late, he be like, he's sending texts out every week. But, hey, y'all know what's up. No disrespect. If you done paid it, just like when Georgia Power will hit you up. Yeah. And they be like, look, if you already paid it by the time this got to your mail, you good. Don't worry about it. I say, man, bro, you'll be having fun, man. Listen, but what you do is what you do.
I appreciate it, Brody.
Let's talk about the fitness stuff first right now. Okay. How did you get into the fitness world?
Oh man, it started about 10 years ago. I was about $150 my whole adult life, like all the way till I was over 30 years old. I was 30 years old and I decided to make it a difference. I'm 42 now. You know what I'm saying? Black don't crack. I try to keep myself in shape. But I started this journey when I was 30. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'm tired of being a skinny guy. You know what I'm saying? I was skinny my whole life, like since I was like 12. So I bulked up, man, and that's what really got me into fitness. I was just like, you know what? I want to change my my appearance. So once I did that, man, it really became a lifestyle for real after that.
Okay. What were some challenges for you? And when you first, especially when you first got in?
Oh man, staying consistent. But once I got that itch, that niche, it was over after that. I was like a gym rat, Planet Fitness, boy. We used to call each other Team No Results. It was like 12 of us. We meet at Planet Fitness and we just work. So it was just a blessing, man. Just working out with a group. That's a great thing, man. If you're working out by yourself and you're expecting results, it's harder to get results when you're not with a group of people. And I don't mean 12 people, 10 people, at least 2. You know what I mean? One or two people, it'll help you drive. It'll help push each other for real, for real.
Yeah, I was going to ask you some tips for fitness for the average person.
Yeah.
You already go there. So accountability partners, right?
Accountability partners, and then being accountable for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You see what I got? It's accountability. You know what I'm saying? Big old jug of water. I try to finish this throughout the day. I slacked on it a little while, but now I'm back on it. You know what I'm saying? But water is essential, man. Staying accountability to yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Then you bring the group in.
Another fitness person just pulled up. Johnny Walton says salute. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. What up, Johnny?
That guy be out there doing 1,000 push-ups a day and stuff.
Man, I seen Johnny. Everybody know Dion, right? Everybody know Dion. Dion be all over the city. I seen Johnny pick up Dion, put him on his back.
And that was max weight Dion.
Yeah, max weight Dion. Yeah. And he walked up a flight of steps.
No, he didn't just he picked him up like a child.
I was like, yo, what the world? This man on some other stuff.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Gush, man. You know what I mean? No love, man. This dude be working, man. This dude work. When people don't see him, he be at the steps at 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. So shout out to you, Johnny, man. You really be getting in there, bro, for real.
So speaking of the steps, right? You had a thing going on for about a month, right?
Man,
where y'all met up.
Talk
to us about it.
So the step challenge was last year around this time. Actually, we're gonna bring it back this year.
I'm coming.
You coming? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We all met up at the steps. We did a flight, 20 flights of steps. Up, down is 1. Up, down is 2. Yeah. So it's really 40 flights of steps, and we knock it out within an hour. The average person burn about between 500 to 600 calories per workout. But we was up there getting it, man. Then we started adding other stuff, push-ups, and we started bringing weights out there. Shout out to my wife, Tamika. Her team pulled up. I mean, we was out there. It was one point we had about 75 people out there one day.
We're gonna wait till the fall, or is it gonna be summertime?
It's gonna be summertime.
Okay,
yeah, we're gonna bring it, but we got to bring that back. The step challenge, man. Meet me at the steps. That's what was the name of it. So you know what I mean, we're gonna bring that back. It was just fun, you know what I'm saying? It's good community of people coming together. We all have one result: lose weight, stay in shape. So when you got so many people with one result, with one mind to do the same thing, you can't do nothing but win.
Definitely. So again, if you are looking for someone that knows what they're doing, understands different body types, I've seen him work people that's my former size, get them down to where I'm at now naturally. You know what I'm saying? Not a long period of time. Y'all know I had surgery, so it is what it is. But I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do to maintain it and everything like that.
Take nothing away from that.
But also, I've also seen him take people that were skinny and put muscle mass on them.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, so both sides. So don't be thinking just because you're skinny, you in shape. You feel me?
Yeah. I'd be remiss if I didn't promote. You know what I'm saying? Like I work for Crunch Fitness. So it's cool. I'm the group fitness coordinator at Crunch. But my main thing is Agape Physique Tone. That's my wife's business. You know what I'm saying? Like I promote Crunch because I work there, but I don't push Crunch. I don't push Crunch like I push my wife's business. You know
of course.
So if you're looking to work out, you need to hit up Tamika Taylor. Men, females. I do fitness on the side. I do it for myself. But she the real guru. You know what I'm saying? Like she really get it. Like she get it. So Tamika Taylor, Miss Bootcamp herself, that's who y'all need to be hollering at.
Oh yeah, and y'all social media campaign is great because it's you see all different things.
Oh man,
one that killed me was green one. What's the holiday?
Oh yeah, lucky
St. Patrick's Day. When you did the boot camp stuff.
That was our first one.
Yeah, church stuff.
That was our first one. The boot camps was our first boot camp. And last year, February last year, when we first opened up Agape Physique Tone on Macon Road, 18 Midtown Drive. But that was our first boot camp. Was the St. Patrick's Day. But now she all over the place with it,
doing crazy ones. I seen her with the hat, like a Major Payne on, coming through with the microphone. I tell everybody, you know, that's a person, and I love how she shows up to people's houses. And she was doing that before they were doing it on social media. That's not fake.
Yeah, that's real.
Because back when I went there for a little bit, for people who don't know, I remember one time I had some Popeyes in the car. and I came to Studio X. I don't know what it was for. I think to get something from you or whatever. And she happened to walk through, and she looked in my car, and she said, "Boy, she was on me like white on rice." But I said, "Well,
yeah, she gonna be on you." So she the guru. Like I do fitness. You know what I'm saying? I do the group fitness classes at Crunch. I used to train a lot of men, but I kind of pulled back because I got a lot of hats. So I had to make sure that that I was doing the proper things for my family. I didn't want to stretch myself out too much. Bless you, sir.
Thank you.
But after that, man, I kind of fell back on training people. But when it's time to train, I send people to my wife because she train males, females, whoever you are. So just being real. But if you want to get a good workout, come to Crunch at 5:15 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays.
5:15.
5:15. That means we're waking up at 4.
Listen, I can actually start getting up early now. Yeah. Now beforehand, I was a 10 a.m. guy. You know,
5 o'clock, baby. 5. One thing, man. Sleep is cool.
I can make about a 7 a.m.
You can make a 5, bro. I ain't gonna let you do that. You can make a 5. Sleep is cool, but it's really overrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, man. By the time at 5 o'clock, I done taught the class. I done got on the steps. By the time 7, I done hit the weights already. Now I got the rest of the day to stay disciplined to all the work I put in that morning. So
understood.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, what's up? See, you listen to him, don't listen to me. I'm giving my personal perspective. He giving the healthy perspective.
5 o'clock is the shift. If you them 5 o'clock folk, we different. You know what I'm saying? But once that happens is once you start doing it for a significant amount of time, it becomes a lifestyle.
Okay.
For real.
Now let's talk about Studio X.
Studio X.
Now, what came in your mind for that? How'd you decide that's what you want to get into?
I got fired from my job, bro. A lot of people don't know I was working for a place called, I ain't gonna put a name out there. I was there for 15 years. I was an operations manager. So pretty much I was over the whole plant. Over 287 people at the time, 12 warehouse leads, and 10 supervisors. So I was over the whole plant. But December the 4th, 2019 at 9:37 in the morning, they let me go. During that time, I didn't know what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But I did walk away with a good amount of money. I'm gonna tell you, I walked away with about $42,000. I cashed out on my 401k and I cashed out on my severance pay they gave me when I left. So I'm like, cool, I'm in there. So then I started pursuing my photography dream. I moved to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta for about 2 years, bro. Within a year and a half, I was broke. Literally, I had no money. So I slept in my car, man. And a lot of people don't know this. I slept in my car for 7 months, go to Planet Fitness, because I was in Atlanta, but my kids were still here in Georgia. But mind you, I was making like $128,000 at that job. So I kept my child support at that level because I didn't want my kids to suffer, you know what I mean? Because I lost my job. So of course, child support ate up a lot of that money, and not having a job, trying to pursue the photography career. And I never forget it, bro. It was the year 2021. I moved back to Columbus, and I'll never forget it. It was Thanksgiving. And then my kids was walking out St. Mary's Road, and I just bust out crying, man. I had no car. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, boy, got me the little chitter. I had no car. You know what I'm saying? We was walking on St. Mary's Road because I ain't from here. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia. All my family in Virginia. I ain't got no family here. The only blood I got is my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I just teared up, man. Like, yo, it's freaking Thanksgiving. I'm walking down St. Mary's Road, going to the store with no car. And that was when I moved back to Columbus. I never forget it, man. I took like my last $200, man, and I got into the stock market. I started doing stocks in trading market. So I locked myself in the basement, man, for about 6 months, and I learned it. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to trade currencies, and that's how I got Studio X #1. You know what I mean? Trading currencies, and I still trade to this day. But that's how I got my first studio. I ain't saying I got them all like that, but that's how I got my first studio. So that's
and then you take that money and make more money.
Make more money, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what happened was Studio X paid for Studio X #1 paid for #2, #2 paid for #3, #3 paid for #4, 4, 5, and that's how that happened. So that's my story.
So that's business. So that's literally a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Up, down, back up.
Back, man. When I tell you I was down, bro, I was asking folk for money, man, and then they was on some old weird stuff trying to get me do crazy stuff for money. I'm like, bro, and I still remember them folk, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because at my lowest, you tried to take advantage of me, but you know what I'm saying? But
or you gonna owe 5 times more? Yeah,
come on,
like,
bro.
Nah, bro.
And it ain't even talking. It was on some weird just crazy stuff, man. I'm like, nah, bro, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I can never do no crazy just for some money, bro. So I ain't do it, man. But to this day, I see people during that time that I was asking for money because I ain't had no money. You know what I'm saying? I just remember, you know what I'm saying?
Or asking to believe in you for the loan, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? That it's respect. I see him, I just smile and I just keep moving. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, you know how this area rocks and runs, bro. It is what it is.
It is what it is, bro.
So since we're talking about that, let's go to sweat equity first, right?
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier. Sweat equity definition, keeping it real simple, is the amount of work that you do for another entity or for yourself to build. Okay. So it's what you're trying to put out so you can get something back in return.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I think in today's society, most people just aren't willing to do the sweat equity stuff.
Absolutely.
They're not willing to put in the hard work.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know your story about being homeless, but now I understand how hard it is that you work or why you work so hard. Because you've been to the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And when you've been to the bottom, you understand that you don't want to go back again.
I ain't going back.
Exactly. Like you don't.
I ain't going back.
I've told my story here before. I was homeless before too. I was living out of a Mazda 626.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? That's a bubble.
Yeah.
You feel me? All my stuff was in there. One of my aunties was really like my mother or whatever, but she was just like, hey, come stay here eventually. Because I was probably, at least 6 months.
Yeah.
And so I've been there before too. Yeah. And building up from the beginning. I got out the military, didn't have a plan.
I respect that,
bro. So yeah.
Yeah. I ain't know that. I respect that.
So when people don't understand why we do the things that we do, or they think, oh, you just out here just doing this just to be seen. No, I'm doing this out here to feed my fam.
Right. You seen the lowest. Yeah. You seen the lowest.
Tamara Nicole said, I wake up naturally around 3:50 to 4:15.
Well, I need to see you at Crunch at 5. I need to see you at Agape Physique Toning at 5 o'clock.
So with Miss Nicole, she's now in Florida, but she comes visits and stuff.
Okay.
She's that person. She be on the bikes, doing all that and stuff. She be there.
I respect. Well, you need to be at Crunch or Planet Fitness at 5 in the morning.
She be there, man, all the time doing it.
I respect her, man.
She's lost a lot of weight too and everything. So
respect
through the times. Natasha Brookins says, that's me now. I'm going through something, but I don't want people talking about me, so I don't ask for help, even though I need it. Well, listen, Miss Brookins, I personally know Miss Brookins. She has just went through a random electrical fire, just in her house. And this was just maybe a day or two ago. She's reaching out to, that was in, don't want to say the area, but Buena Vista Road towards the top. Like Crestline, kind of all that area, like right. Kendrick area.
Yeah, hello. I think she one of my tenants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know her. Yeah. I went and checked on her yesterday. Okay.
So yeah, you got
it. Oh, what's up, family? I didn't know that was you. Yeah, that's my folk.
So things.
Small world. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those type of situations where I know you don't want to ask for help, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
And I told her already, and I can say this publicly, that you good for right now. You ain't worried about none of that. You know what I mean? I'm here for you.
Because it's something that happened. Ain't
nothing. Yeah. Come on now. Money hungry folk be on stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And where they just always want money. Like, man, you got to understand the situation and put yourself in that situation. Because if you was in that same situation, what would you do? Or what would you want? Or what would you need? You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that got me where I'm at today, man. I'm known for that guy. I got 5 properties, 84 tenants. You know what I'm saying? 84 tenants and 5 properties. And people be like, how you deal with it? You know what I mean? Be a people person. Learn how to be understanding. You know what I'm saying? Have a heart. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always about I need to get paid my rent today. No, you got to understand people go through stuff. You'll get it on the back end. I trust you will.
Yeah. See, I run into a lot of that with what I do with the radio and all this stuff. There's so many people just really just moving in a way. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's information I know, it's information I hear, it's things that I do for people behind the scenes because it's not about being seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it happens, cool.
Yeah. Like saying I'm the same way, bro.
Rock, I'll not say your last name, ma'am. I ain't gonna say it, but this is a friend of mine, Rock. She does she sings, does stuff. She's at center stage right now. She says, that's me, and she's also at the suite. Excuse me. I have so much going on and need help, especially with my stage 4 cancer. I'll be needing help for medical assistance and bills. I just won't ask people because I feel like they don't care or they're just going to talk.
Yeah. Most gonna talk. You know that, right? Rock, most gonna talk. But a little advice. When I was, dealing with my situation, I went to the people that I felt was there for me. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to exhaust those people out because maybe a few, maybe a handful. But you'd be better off dealing with those folk because most people is unfortunate. Unless you use your discernment, if God give you discernment, if you feel like that person is led for you to go to. But other than that, most people don't talk.
Oh yeah, and especially when you down, but they gonna find out.
Wait, boy,
we gonna discuss that.
Boy,
but I
know. When you're down, they gonna kick you. But when you up, oh man,
everybody your friend.
Yeah,
hey,
boy,
the same folks that was on internet, and passing on, sharing your stuff and stuff like that. And I'm talking about this me. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I messed around and got into a little trouble back in what was it? January.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
But you find out who really. I found out who really rocked with me too, though.
The same. You know what I found out?
What you did?
I found out that the ones that really mess with you is the ones that ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't even gotta call me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need to talk. We don't need to discuss it. You know what I'm saying?
We know.
Yeah. I know what I did. You know what I'm saying? I know what the fuck I did. I don't need you to call me to tell me, hey, man, I heard. Yeah, nigga, I did it. I probably was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. Things happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect.
No, we human, bro.
But guess what? I don't need you calling me to remind me what the fuck I did.
What I did. like I won't there.
Yeah. Exactly.
You go there.
If you ain't the person who was involved in it, if there was anybody else involved in it, mind your damn business. But I found out those. But then the ones that sharing and was liking and laughing and this, that, and the third, them the same one.
Yeah.
Boy, in my inbox. Hey man, get on the show.
Yeah.
See, you thought it was over for me.
Yeah. That's what they do, bro. It's sad, man. I kind of, ain't nothing wrong with, coming from a person that dealt with that something similar to it, getting exposed, or what you want to call it. I've learned, man, you take that and you learn from it. Because, every situation is a learning tool, you know what I'm saying? And even since then, things been so much better for me and my family, you know what I mean? So I thank God for setbacks. So sometimes setbacks can be a setup, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep. What they say, that's your breakthrough. You gotta have the trials first.
You gotta have.
In order to have a breakthrough, you gotta be broken.
Absolutely. Ooh, come on, cut and put on my page.
So what they say? You gotta be broken first, man.
Be broken.
And it puts you on notice and it lets you know. But it also is a humbling experience.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I got to the point where I started thinking I was untouchable.
Yeah.
And then God has a way to humble you and he let you know.
Yeah. He can be touching it.
Yeah. And you need to do better in multiple aspects. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
That was my thing right there.
Absolutely.
So I had to reevaluate some things and how I was moving. And for me, being a good character person is something that I strive to be.
Right.
And one thing that I'm not gonna do is I don't mess people over. You can say whatever you want to about me. They gonna call me an asshole. That's normally the number one thing they say. That nigga asshole, man.
Right.
Whatever. But Catch Bandit Wop says, big salute, Delontaye Taylor.
Dang. What up, fool?
Yeah.
My boy.
I need to get with him too, man. I heard some things about his music, man. I actually, he was at a event and the Cypher. Okay. He was at a Cypher and he did very well, man. I need to get with you, man. Make sure you hit me in my inbox, man. I got to get you on, man. For real. Rock got to get you on too.
We talking about the same person? Let me see who you talking about.
Catch Bandit Wop.
I think I need to talk about too. Let me see. Page right
pull up. But okay, so the next thing, getting back to sweat equity, why do you think that people don't want to put that effort into, especially someone else's? See, I got a couple of theories, but I want you to go first. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think that people aren't willing to put sweat equity in?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't want the overhead. You know what I'm saying? The work, you know what I'm saying? Some people rather just rent from somebody, or just come in on the back end, or come in once something is complete. Or they don't want to come in, they don't want to put forth the
the motherfucking bandwagon. See, this the podcast. I can cuss on here. Them bandwagon ass motherfuckers. But go ahead.
That's what they do. And a lot of people don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So from a business aspect, I'm on this talking from business, because that's why I do my sweat equity is for what I do, because the space that I provide is a small price compared to the overall price of the properties, right? So some people don't want it to go through all the, like, bro, if you look at my cash outs from my electrician, I spend 30,000-40,000 on electrical work alone. You know what I mean? My electrician got 30,000 from me.
To be fair though, you got about 17 buildings though.
But if you add it up, he averaging 10,000 per building. If anybody ever wanted, and I could talk about this, anybody want to get into this game, it takes money. You know what I mean? It takes a good real estate agent. You got to find a good real estate agent, number one. Number two, it takes finances. It does. You know what I mean? You can't you can't get buildings without it. You know what I mean? Because most people want first rents and first month's deposit. And I could talk to y'all family. I just got my office space off of Ford Drive. I had to drop 12 bands just to get the building. You know what I mean? That's money. You know what I mean? Now, when I first started with Studio X1, I wasn't in that position to drop 12. But what happens is as you go, you grow. You know what I mean? So going back to the question, man, a lot of people don't want to put forth. They rather come in on the back end. You know what I'm saying? And it's a catch-22. It can be cool. You know what I mean? But then, you got the folks, oh man, I knew you was going to make it. Now they want to be part of the game. You know what I mean? But then you got people that, okay, let me wait to see what you do first, and then I'll come in on the back half and pay you or something like that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I look at it, man. Everybody don't want that overhead, but I was built for this, to be honest with you. You got to remember, I was an operations manager over 280 some people. You know what I mean? People, how you deal with 86 tenants? I was an operations manager over 280 some people. So during that time, God was building me to be a people person, character. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to manage people, because that's all this whole sweet life is for me. It's managing people. That's it. It ain't a lot of hard work. You just got to know how to manage people. I walk through these properties and I'm like the not the president, the mayor. I would just walk around shaking hands and kissing babies. I do small stuff. If I see a tenant and I know they got kids, I put in my phone their kid's name, so I can until I remember their kid's name. But how little Jamire doing? You know what I mean? I do that small stuff so my people know. Okay,
that's the Mika. I bet how the ball is.
You know what I'm saying? It's small stuff until I know who your kid is. But that makes people feel like, dang, they do remember my kids. They remember, you know what I'm saying? So it's small stuff I might see on their page and I put in my phone. So when I see them, I talk to them about it. You know what I'm saying? So
look at his phone steadily been ringing and dinging while he on here, bro.
I already know who this is. Watch this. What up, bro?
Oh, what's up, bro?
Y'all, this little Dion, man. Dion, you on this podcast right now. Speak to the people. I'm finishing up this podcast, boy.
Why ain't no fucking live me, bro? I'm gonna say something to you.
Hey, somebody thing coming on too.
Oh shit, that's Dion. What up, bro? Look, let me finish up this podcast, man. EJ.
Nah, EJ Thomas, man.
Thomas. Let me finish this up, man.
What up?
But let me finish it. I'm about to swing by in a minute. All right. Everybody know Dion. I'm a little brother, man.
Yeah, that was DTM Dion.
He be all over the place.
Mr. Do too much. You know what I'm saying? Mr. I be everywhere.
Well, but anyways, man. But that's what it's all about, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah.
Real quick. Mischievous Lee says, I feel like sweat equity builds character and foundation.
Woo.
It definitely does.
It builds character.
Let me give y'all a thing. So he's talking about from that side of business.
Aspect.
So right, for radio, right? Okay. In order to get on radio, you need one or two things. Well, really three. You either have been on radio at another station already, so your resume looks good.
Yeah.
You have the background as far as education, so you went to journalism school or something like that. Or you got to be seen enough or have done some like small kind of things to build you up, still kind of resume stuff.
So what if you ain't never been on the radio before?
So that was my thing. So I had to go on a show, which was more like a podcast like this, but we read it every day.
Right.
Okay. So the content I do here lasts normally 30 minutes to an hour.
Right.
On that show, that was Monday through Friday from 8 to 10. That was 2 hours every day, plus an hour meeting before, plus a after action review afterwards. 4 hours. Okay. That's damn near a job. That's a part-time job for free. For free skit. You know what I mean? For 2 years. That's 4 hours a day for 2 years.
Shout out to Frank. Yeah, shout out to Frank and and First Lady.
Yeah, Frank West, all them stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had to build the equity to start being seen by the other people. You know what I mean? And so now Michael Soul took a chance on me to get me over there with Davis when I was at 98.3 The Beat. For K92.7 with them, because he had saw me everywhere and he saw the stuff. But that was 2 years of work to get there.
That's dope.
That's sweat equity. That's what it means. You working hard for somebody else's potential entity to help them out for a chance.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? And luckily, just seen them enough times, reached out, sent them my work. But I also put in the work to record my own stuff and have my own, videos and things. And now, then that got me there. Then it allowed me to go to 98.3 The Beat, where I'm at now, where I got my own show, Kicking It with Mr. Conversation, where we do community engagement and stuff like that. That allowed me to transition into that. But I had to work for almost 2 years.
Right. For free. Good God.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
But nobody want to do that now.
Yeah.
Nobody, nah. See, social media and this popcorn microwave society, now everybody thinks I can make it big, I can make it quick.
Yeah.
But even the people that go viral, most of them do not sustain. They get those views, 1 or 2 videos, and then they don't get nothing else from it because it's not sustained.
Yeah.
It's not. What is the word you used earlier? Consistency.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, last thing we're gonna do, and then we're gonna get them out of here.
No, I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all think I'm busy, I'm just I'm trading right now.
Hey,
so.
look at that. You know what I'm saying? That man, don't show him now with the numbers here. Now, don't do that,
much, man. I'm trading, so don't think I ain't paying attention. Yeah.
The other thing is we're gonna talk about raising teenagers.
Ooh.
Okay, so first of all, raising kids is not the same situation as raising teenagers.
Nah.
Okay, it's different.
Nah.
Okay.
Is it different? Now,
you
got a teenage girl.
I got 3. I got
3 teenage girls.
I got 2 girls and 1 boy. So you know that I hear it on both sides. And they all right there at each other, 16, 17, 18.
Good God.
So
it's the same thing. Well, no, I'm 18, 17, 16 in my house.
Bruh. Crazy.
Yeah. I feel it.
So let's talk about the differences. Okay. Give me one difference that you've noticed before I go into all that crazy spiel stuff. Like give me a
difference in what raising teenagers.
Yeah, because once they reach about like 12, 13,
see,
what happens?
See, okay, so my boy graduated. He just graduated from Hardaway High School. Shout out to DeMar. Then I got a set of twins. They graduate next year from Hardaway and Carver. Shout out to Jalen and AT. Then I got another boy, Tyler, my bonus son. He graduating from Northside, not next year, year after that. But coming from used to raising kids, I'm used to raising little ones. Everybody know I got 7 of them. You know what I mean? I got 2 sets of twins. You know what I mean?
Boy, got a whole basketball team plus 2 starters.
6 boys and 1 girl. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm always been used to raising, little kids because they be little for so long. They don't become teenagers until 13. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta put them in a place. Number one, you know what I mean, that you can't let them think that they are men yet. You know what I mean? You gotta have especially from my side of you with all boys. I have a lot of conversation. I talk a lot, telling all these boys, man, listen, one mistake can change your life, like your whole entire life. Shout out to my boy Chew that go to Carver quarterback. I know his dad. I know him personally. One decision can change your whole life. You know what I'm saying? And that could have been any of our kids because he's a good kid. He just got caught up in some mess. But that could have happened to anyone. So pray over them, number one. Make sure that they're in a good environment. It's different raising teenagers than raising the little ones, man. Little ones, all you gotta do is get them some juice, tell them go watch TV. With teenagers, they want to be everywhere now. I got one of them at Drive, one of them just got his license, he ain't got a call yet. Their friends, one of them got a job now. it's kind of hard getting them together like they used to be. They used to be want to be on their daddy all the time. Now they with friends. Now they with groups. Now they with girlfriends. And they having sex and everything now, just to be real. You know what I mean? So it's a lot to deal with. And I'm speaking from having boys, boy teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? But make sure you install into them something that they can sustain when they're not around you. Dang, dad was just telling me about this. I ain't gonna do that. Because that one decision, getting in that car with that group of kids that just stole that car, they in a wreck and getting into a wreck from the police, you could have been died just like the rest of them did. So, man, it's just big. We raising kings. You know, I'm just talking about for me. I'm raising kings. You know what I mean? My boys are respectable, never got no real major trouble. Of course, you know, a little fight here and there in school. Who don't? I found out my kids cuss. Oh, I found out my boys cuss. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I still look at them as babies, you know, they still babies in my eyes, but my boys cussing and everything, just being real, you know what I'm saying? They're good kids. Yeah. But all our kids do all that crazy, the same thing we used to do when we was babies, you know what I mean? I was smoking cigarettes at 16, you know I was smoking, you know what I mean? I was hunching at 12. So, you know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad that my children don't do 30% of the stuff I do.
Boy.
I'll be like, so sometimes I have to think about it when I be going off. And I'll be like, you know what? I did way worse. And that's the stuff I got caught for. Not just the stuff that I didn't get caught. Yeah. This 85% of the stuff that I didn't get caught for. I'm just talking about the stuff I got caught for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's built different in this today.
But you gotta look at it though. We are raising kids to be better than we were.
Yes.
So you should expect for your kids to be better than you off rip, and their kids should be better than them. So at the end of this thing, we should have some good kids, perfect kids by the time a couple of generations go by. But just going back to it, man, you know, install as much as you can when you're around them. You know what I mean? I'm talking about conversations, small conversations. You know, tell them how to deal with real life situations. Be transparent with them too. Tell them that you messed up. Tell them that you fucked up. Tell them
they know. They know. Mine know what's up.
They know
I gotta be brutally honest with them.
You gotta be honest because you can't make them think that, oh, my dad was perfect. Like, no, dad made me mistakes because we are the people that went before. We are like the test run. They supposed to come by and say, okay, daddy made that mistake. He did this. He dropped out. He had sex when he was 16, had a baby. I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So
learn from the mistake that I made.
We the lab rats, man.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
As one that has boys and girls, so I just believe that I raise each one of my children, love them the same, but they all get raised differently. My oldest is the oldest girl, Mariah. She is the go-getter. She's the one that just naturally, she knows, she follows all of the rules.
Yeah.
But she goes to college coming up. And right now we're working on putting that dog in her. Yeah. Because she's so used to just everything coming to her because
she'll get ate up in the real world.
And so you gotta, it's gonna be times where she just as smart as you, that person just as whatever. And you're a black woman, so there's things that you have to go through.
Yeah.
You got to be twice as good, 3 times as good as some of these other people. Now I need you to get that dog. I need you to fight for yourself.
Yeah. Because we ain't gonna be there.
My youngest daughter, she got the dog.
She got the dog.
She don't have the motivation.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put the motivation in. Now you ain't gonna mess with her. She'll cuss you out. She put your hands, you know, whatever. She got a little bit of that hood in her. You know what I'm saying? She just naturally had it. Like, it don't matter. I done put it in white schools. All that.
I gotta say one. I gotta take a break because I've been drinking this gallon of water.
Okay. But it's all good, my boy.
Give me 2 minutes.
No, you do what you do. Do what you do. So y'all, he'll be back. He got it. And so this what for me, just for me, y'all. I raise all of my children different. Okay, you love them the same, but all of them are different. And there's a big difference, man, that you really have to understand. It really comes into play as they get older because then that's when the personalities come out. And once the personalities come out, then it's like, oh, okay, now I see where we at. Now I see what we doing. So that's one thing I just want people to kind of remember. I ain't gonna go too long. We're just talking about the differences between raising teenagers and things like that. I also want to say this, okay, in this society with social media and everything like that, these children are used to things coming so quickly. We have to understand we need to slow them down. Okay, we need to slow these children down. Okay. We don't. It's not necessarily late, Miss James, because you have to teach them different lessons in increments. Kids don't listen to probably 50% of the stuff that you say anyway.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you have to feed it to them in little increments. You know, so that dog thing wasn't a lesson that she necessarily needed to learn at that moment.
Right.
Now, this last year, we've really been working on her and stepping up to the forefront. Don't just think people are gonna just naturally see you in your greatness. You know what I mean? You gotta earn stuff. That's what I kind of mean by that. But we gotta slow these children down. Social media, literally all this technology and stuff like that. They don't get outside anymore. A lot of them, they don't. That's why I tell them, put them in sports. Learn teamwork. Learn how to work with other people. Be outside. Get the sunlight. All this video games and technology and stuff is good, cool and all, but you got to get outside sometimes.
You got to. Well, you look at Christmas nowadays, the streets be empty. When we was growing up, man, we be outside on bikes, pogo sticks, you know what I'm saying, doing all kinds of stuff. Football,
jump rope, football,
baseball. But now, man, honestly, bro, the roads be empty on Christmas. Empty. Everybody be in the house.
On that PS5,
yeah, man.
On that Xbox, on the computer, phone. I got the new iPhone.
It's a new generation though, bro. So you know what I'm saying. Look at the times do change. So they different than we are, and maybe that's why we got into so much trouble. Because we was out there outside.
But you got it. But yeah, I feel you on that. But there's a mix.
I was outside when I was 10, 12.
You know what? It's what they said, don't come back in. You know, you can't, because once you come in, you in. So you stayed out all day.
I was out there hunching. I was doing all kinds of stuff.
Listen, you ain't got to be doing all that, but you know
what I would do. I'm telling you what I was doing. I was out there going crazy. You know, stealing from the stove because, you know what I mean, I had nothing to do. Mom was at work, you know what I'm saying?
But now there's a good mix now. You can do, okay, cool. You can be outside, but you ain't got to be outside.
Yeah, you ain't got to be outside.
Yeah,
you ain't got to be outside, like stuck outside.
Yeah.
Into the street light, come on. Yeah. But yeah, raising kids, man, teenagers, bro, that's in a nutshell, man. You just got to watch what you say to them. One thing I always tell my boys, what's your last name? Before they leave my presence, what's your last name? They say, hey, repeat Taylor. I remember that. You know, remember who you represent when you walk out the door. Because you're going to be there with my last name in school, cussing folks out and, you know, cussing at, man, you see these videos, these kids be cussing teachers out. That would never, and I can honestly say that'd never be my child. You know what I mean? Because they come up from a different brain. We don't play that in our house.
Shavonda James says, exploring makes you understand your surroundings and where not to go. Yep. You learn how to put your head on the swivel. You don't know when that dog coming just out somebody else's yard real quick.
I'm trying to tell you, hey, experience is the best teacher sometimes.
Wendell Gordon says, it's too hot outside. We were crazy for being out there just playing. Look, man, you know, it built character though, man. Some of this, like what you do in the basketball games and what you do and stuff that you put together, you learn that from being outside. No boy, they don't have no social capabilities and stuff like we used to, man. We used to have the numbers, you know, so you go up to the ladies try to get all the numbers at different things like that. They can't even talk to girls now. Girls don't know, you know, these
niggas don't even know how to write in cursive.
Right.
My son don't even know how to make it. He don't even know how to sign his name. They don't teach that. So yeah, it's a different generation, bro.
The competition made us better against each other because your brother or your cousin or your homies, it was a natural competition without it being like jealousy, but it was just like, okay, I see you. You got 5 numbers.
I gotta be
better. Family Day at the park.
Yeah.
Remember that? Come on, cuz you get the freshest outfit. You battling with the freshest outfit that you got.
Yeah.
Then you heading out there. Then you seeing who gonna get the most numbers. You gonna see who gonna get the most callbacks from the numbers. You know what I mean? The back door, go for fun park, the skate parks and stuff like that. Where's all this for our kids? Maybe that's part of us. We don't have all these things for our children.
Brings a lot of that stuff back. See, I ain't from Columbus, but I remember my family did the part. And I remember it was a big thing here when I moved here. You know what I'm saying? They need to bring that back. Michael Soul, whoever, somebody. They need to bring that back.
Another entity can bring it back if they don't want to, you know, for whatever reasons that they dropped it, just whoever. Somebody needs to step up and bring
Family Day.
Even if you change the name, but it's the same thing. We got 706 Day. Shout out to Cash Flow. Yeah, you know.
It's different. Yeah, it's nice though. 706, I like 706 Day. But
it was just something about that
the old school.
All right, man. Look, man, we ain't gonna be long. We coming on 45 minutes, man. Shout out to Dex McCall for pulling up. Shavonda James, Wendell Gordon.
What up, my boy? That's my boy right there.
Mischievous Lee, Rock, Cash Bandit Wop, Natasha, Johnny Walton. Shout out to all y'all for your comments and everything that you said. Listen, man, if you ever want to be on, just reach out to me. It's EJ Thomas, or it's the Hot Seat with EJ Thomas, either one on the pages. And if you want to reach out to me on TikTok, it's Mr. Conversation on TikTok, and we can work something out. Man, I'm trying to do all different types of content, whether it's city-wise, whether it's professional-wise, whether it's coming in here talking shit, because we can cuss and do what we do. Ain't no FCC regulations on this bitch. All right, y'all, we're going to play this outro song, and then we're going to get up out of here the rest of it.
Yeah. They call it Mr. Conversation. Call it Mr. Conversation, baby.